Hi, and welcome to the Tranquil Cottage Knits podcast. My name is Michelle, and I'm your host. You can find me on Ravelry as Tranquil Cottage, Instagram as Tranquil Cottage Knits, and you can find the blog at www.tranquilcottageknits.weebly.com. Hi, happy Monday again. I am off my recording schedule. Normally, I am like clockwork every Sunday, and then with Christmas, I just completely missed a Sunday, and then I recorded on New Year's Day, which was a Monday, and so I am just kind of off my schedule. But today is Monday, January 8th, and this is episode number 25. So hi, I hope everybody's had a wonderful week. I am hanging out in the kitchen, and thankfully my husband has the dogs because otherwise they would be all on top of me. There is a little ambient noise in the back that is the load of dishes in the dishwasher that I'm running because it's a Monday night and it needed to be done. I run into reasons for doing things like that just because it needed to be done. And because if the dishwasher is doing it, then I'm not. So, lots going on this week. I don't have much to show you in the way of knitting and spinning, mostly because, all the Christmas knits are done and sent off, and I don't want to share them off before people get them, if that makes sense. I don't know who's watching the podcast at this point and who's not, so I don't want to take a chance on ruining a surprise. Other than that, I did something exciting last week, but since I podcasted, so in this past week. Whatevs. I picked up my annual journal. I try to write one every year, and some years I do better than others. Last year I did fine for 3 months and then I failed miserably. But I found this really cute little one, 50% off. I love me some Books A Million. And so I've already started kind of doing things that including the things I want to include. If I have a little thought for the day, a quote that's popped into my head, a song that is catching my attention or having special meaning to me, I jot that down on, like you can see here, typical planner. So it's got the days of the week. But I love this one because it has this long space for notes. And I put what I want to podcast about, my finished objects. I put all of that there. And I have spaces for each individual day to write down whatever my thought is for that day. So I write down birthdays, things like that. And so I've been using January spaces to make my goals for the year. And basically, I don't have much of a chance of meeting them if I don't write them down and catalog them and refer back to them. So it's a way of tracking the things that I want to accomplish over the upcoming year. And then I just write sometimes nonsensical things, things I love. Justin, it's my husband, our fur babies, my family, knitting, yarn, color, being on the water, just things that are important to me, things that matter. And it's just my reminder to keep those things present in my life throughout the year, to add things to it as I discover new things that I love. So that's kind of where I am, what I've been doing, just ideas that I want to do for the podcast upcoming. And what I'm reading. That is a big thing for me now. I've decided I really miss reading. I've never been much of an e-reader person. I have an e-reader. It's a Kindle Fire that I had bought for my mom, and when she passed away, it passed back down to me. But I just don't find it as fulfilling. I listen to audiobooks occasionally, but I just don't find them as fulfilling as having a book in my hands, as turning the pages. I cannot tell you how many times I've read Lord of the Rings, the Harry Potter series, The Hobbit, The Princess Bride, just things I treasure so much, and I've read them over and over, and that's something that I want to keep doing, but I want to add more books to the things that I already love to read, so I created a list, 2018 reading list. Now, I don't know that I'll get through all of these. Right now, I am reading The Last Days of Magic, and it's by Mark Tompkins. And the cover was really beautiful. It just kind of caught my attention when I saw it. Also, if I have a list, then it helps me to not only remember the name of books that I want to read, but also get them when I can catch them on sale. So, and then pass them on down to other people who like to read. So, I'm excited to start doing this. My goal in reading is to get through the 2018 reading list that I've established. And there's one book that I have been looking for. And I've tried looking for it by the synopsis, and I can't find it. So if anybody happens to know what it is, please send me a message. But the cover had a small child on it, and I remember that the synopsis had something to do with a child that was either kidnapped or died. Basically, this woman has a child, the child is gone, and he returns, but only for one night. I would love to know what that book is. It was so fascinating when I was reading it in the bookstore, and I just didn't grab it, and thought, no, I'm not going to have time to read it, so I let it go. Now I can't find it anywhere. But I've thought about that book for probably like the last 6 months, so I'd really love to get it and read it, because it just looked really interesting, and I cannot for the life of me remember the author, the title. I just remember a small kid on the cover, and the synopsis being about the child returning for one night. So if it sounds familiar or it's on anybody else's reading list, let me know. So my goal is to do my reading list, and I'm starting to but catalog what patterns I want to get through this year. I really love to do that. I love to keep track of, like, when Ravelry first started, Becky, who has the Wrapped in Wool podcast, and I had a sock club, like a sock forum, and the goal was to plan out your year and knit 12 pairs of socks over the course of the year. But I think we were in our 3rd year of it. We just couldn't keep up, and so it kind of fell to the wayside, and we closed the group and didn't do it anymore. But I kind of want to get into something like that this year, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to structure it, using January as my month of planning. But I did, it's funny, I'm looking at my to-do list for this week. Podcast episode number 25, doing it. Reading, been doing it. My 2018 planned projects, planning. Make sesame chicken. I made that last night for dinner. And make pizza dough. I did that Sunday for lunch. See what I mean? When I write it down, it's like it's all right here and I just do it. If I don't write it down, then I don't remember that I ever wanted to do it in the first place. So, anyway, that's my 2018 little kind of keep track of everything book. And I'm excited because, like I said last year, I just kind of fell out of the habit of doing it, and that was really detrimental. There were so many things that they slipped my mind, and then I tried to remember them later and couldn't remember even what I wanted to remember. So, my dear darling nephew, Graham, did get his Christmas sweater, and it was absolutely precious on him. Although, darn if he isn't growing out of it already, and I just finished it for him. I believe this is the 18-month size. Check out that cuteness. Isn't he precious? The body is getting too short for him already. Boy, he's just growing out of sweaters faster than I can put him in them. But that's okay. Babies are supposed to grow, and aunties are supposed to knit. So, I also did finish this last week, Zuzu's Petals, and that was an easy, quick knit, and it went like gangbusters. I was really happy with it. So let's see. That's where I have been with knitting and keeping track of what I want to do. I have a couple projects that I'm working on, but I'm not at liberty to show them yet. I did get my new issue of Ply. I love Ply. Do you read Ply? I found that there was an article in here. Which one was it? It was it had to do with is it the bug? Is it this one with the bug out bag? No, it wasn't this one. There's something Reddit recently had a bug out bag for knitters in it, and my husband was just like, "Are you joking?" Like, zombie apocalypse. I don't want to be naked or bored. That's why we have so many project bags, right? Anyway, so in this, that's what it was. I love this article. It's by Patsy Sue. Sorry, Patsy. Patsy Sue Zawastoki. No, Zawastowski. There we go. Patsy Sue Zawastowski. I'm Polish. You'd think I would get this stuff easier, right? Like all the skis should just roll off my tongue. It's Russian and Polish on my dad's side, and German and Scottish on my mom's side. What a mix. Anyway, so Patsy Sue Zawastowski. Gonna keep messing that up. How about you look at Patsy's name? It's right there. Patsy Sue Zawastowski. I just gotta think about it. Oh, and then I just thought about, what if the W is a V? Let me know, Patsy. Anyway, so she just did this whole incredibly awesome article on planning a yarn substitution. There's so much I got out of this article, talking about like what you can figure out, what information you can extract from the yarn, like for example the number of plies that you have, because plies are not only can affect the density of the yarn, but it can also affect the airiness of the yarn, and it can affect the weight of the yarn, and there's just like so many things that plies can affect. And then like how to take a commercial yarn and spin to get your handspun version of that yarn for a pattern. So brilliant. I enjoyed that article so much. So if you get ply, then totally check it out. If you don't get ply, honestly, it is so well done. Even if you're not a spinner, I recommend it just because there is so much useful yarn information in it, and things that I never thought of before I started spinning that really would have been useful when I was a novice knitter. There's a lot of information in there. So that is the new issue of Ply, and I was really excited to get it, and I've been enjoying it. So that is that. And then next up is something I've been saving. Well, not, yes, it's something I've been saving for an entire 2 hours now. My wonderful sister-in-law and brother-in-law and my nephew got me a gift certificate to Miss Babs for Christmas. Yay! And I was going to hold off and, think really, really hard and project plan and, to choose something I would really love that would be intended for a project I already would have thought about. Like, I was going to pick a pattern and then get the yarn to knit that pattern. But then I realized every year, and I don't know if you follow Miss Babs, but she's kind of wonderful. And since when I started knitting, Fiberspace was my local yarn store, Fiberspace in Alexandria, Virginia. They do Miss Babs trunk shows. I don't want to say all the time, but it seemed like twice a year maybe. Definitely once a year, but it seemed like more often. They carried Miss Babs. That was one of their yarn lines that they had all the time, and they still do. Miss Babs and Neighborhood Fiber Company. Karita is lovely as well. But so I've gotten to experience a lot of colorways and a lot of the different yarn lines as Miss Babs opened up more yarn lines. And there's one color that's always haunted me. I've never, ever gotten to see it in person, but every time I need color therapy and I go like on the computer to just kind of look at colors and give myself a little emotional boost, a little energy, I always stop at this one colorway, and I've just loved it forever. So I wasn't going to get it. I wasn't going to get anything in particular. I wanted to decide the pattern first. But then I remembered every year Miss Babs has her gratitude sale, and it's the week between Christmas and New Year's, and everything is, I believe, 20% off, and it's everything that she already has listed on the site, and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful for somebody to do. If you go and you look on her, follow her Instagram, and you look on her blog, she talks about why she does the gratitude sale. And like I said, I've met her, and she's a lovely person. And I'm proud to support a woman-owned business and support somebody doing something that I love so much and something that I believe in. There's a lot of indie dyers out there, and supporting small business is important, even though she's gotten quite big over the years. But hello, she's incredibly talented. So when I remembered she was having her gratitude sale, I remembered on the last day of the month. And the sale was going to end that day, and so I decided I'd get more bang for my buck, and if something was there, something was meant to be, it was going to be there for me. And I have a lot of experience. Like, I did my Find Your Fade. I did my Find Your Fade out of Miss Babs' Yummy 2-ply, and so I have a lot of experience with that specific yarn, as well as her 3-ply, and I've worked with the Sojourn, which is her cashmere and silk. So I've worked with a lot of her yarn lines, and I wanted something different. I wanted something practical but indulgent, And this one colorway that I have been drooling over for a couple years now, said if it's there, it's meant to be. And if it's not, I'll live, and maybe I'll wait. And so I did get that colorway, and I got it in Caroline, which is her merino cashmere nylon blend. So excited. And then the other yarn line I've been wanting to try out of hers, but haven't. I actually haven't seen it in person. Most of the time I like to squish something in person before I buy it online. And I don't know, I haven't done it. I haven't had the need for the yarn, so I haven't allowed myself to indulge in the yarn, if that makes any sense. As her Estrelita, which looks so sparkly online, so sparkly. So my brother and sister-in-law and my nephew who gave me the gift cards, my nephew in the cute little sweater, I ordered on the gratitude sale, and I got the package in the mail today, and I was waiting until I was on with you guys to open it up. So I haven't seen it yet. I'm so excited. So, I know it's silly, right? Like I don't have yarn. I have yarn. I've got plenty of yarn. But this is my Christmas present. And I'm super excited about it. And it's a colorway I've waited for a long time. And I'm excited because it's an indulgence for me, and it's a gift from family. So, yay! So, you can see, cover up my postal address. You can see she packages everything really nicely. It comes in its own little bundle. Your little sample, ooh, that's a sample mini skein of Estrelita there in a pretty pink. It's so cool that she does that because I looked at some of the other colors. I wasn't sure what colorway of Estrelita I'd be able to get. I wasn't sure with the gratitude sale what would be left. But more importantly, in the photos, the sparkles show up so well on dark colors, but not so much on the light colors. But I can see the sparkles right through the package, and I don't know if you guys can or not, but we'll open it up in a second. The other thing is, she sent me stitch markers. These are on her website as Bab's favorite stitch markers, and she sent me 3 of them. And so the packages, see, I wanted to rip it open and I didn't. I opened it up and thought I really needed to wait for you guys. So cheesy, right? Yay! Okay, it's open. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Oh. Yay! Of course, handwritten on there. Thanks, Michelle. Enjoy. Oh, so excited. So, she did include her 2018 show schedule, and I plan on being at 2, possibly 3 of these events. So exciting. So, she will be at Stitches West, Trunk Show at A Good Yarn. That's in Sarasota, Florida. Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, I will be there. The Super Summer Knit Together. The Trunk Show at Likely Yarn. I'm trying to read that. It's backwards in the camera. Trunk Show at A Likely Yarn, which is going to be in August. And the next is Trunk Show at Fiberspace. I will be doing my best to pop into that one. New York Sheep and Wool Festival, that is Rhinebeck. I hope to be there again this year. SAFF, so SAF. And then a Trunk Show at Bliss Yarns. So that is Miss Bab's 2018 show schedule. It's really lovely that she included that in there, so I know where to stalk her further. This is a 10-yard sample of Miss Babs Estrelita in Estrelita is a fingering weight yarn, 92% superwash merino, 8% Lurex, 400 yards per 4-ounce skein. This colorway, it's wild iris. Let's see if you can see that sparkle. See, I did not think it's coming out on the camera a little bit more washed out than it is in real life. This is what I would consider a carnation pink. So let's see if I can. That's not better. How about this? That didn't help either. Let's try one. Oh. I was gonna say let's try one more thing, but we did it good. Yeah, that's much better. We move out and see if it'll focus. Not so much on the focus. However, so sparkly. It really is, and it feels soft. Sometimes I've encountered some of the sparkle yarns with having a kind of a rough feel. I just untwisted the skein, and it's actually really soft. So I'm glad that I took a chance and went ahead and ordered the yarn, the skein that I got, because, like I said, I don't typically buy yarns online without knowing what they're like in real life. And the other beauty of that is I have been around most of Miss Babs' yarn lines, but not Estrelita and not the Caroline. So I'm very excited to get both of them. And yay, Christmas presents. I love Christmas. So I am wrapping my skein back up to get my hank again. Not nearly as neat as when they do it. Oh, the other thing that she includes, you have your bill on one side, and then she puts her return policy, washing instructions on the back. So that's something I love to have at the ready. And then there is a little welcome card that she sent. And it says, "Thank you for your first Miss Babs purchase." It's not my first. As a special gift to you, we're including 3 of Babs' favorite stitch markers, simple knitting tools we all love. Your success is important and we're here to help. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to call or email. We can help you choose great color combinations. They do. Explain the best ways to alternate skeins, troubleshoot yarn winding, or just match the perfect yarn to your project idea. And then it gives information on how to reach them. Now, I can actually attest to their customer service because when I needed a 7th colorway for my Find Your Fade, I wasn't crazy about one I had gotten, so I actually was able to call them and say, I'm looking at this colorway and this colorway, but this is the colorway I'm using before it, so which one of these has this red in it? And they were so completely helpful and just sent me the yarn that would match, and it matched perfectly, and the customer service was just great. So here I go again, getting all excited. It's like the great unveiling. Yay! So pretty. Oh my god, that's so soft. Okay, like which one to do first? So, Merry Christmas to me. This is Estrelita, which is the sparkle one in the colorway Mayhem. It is grays and blues and this lovely rust that it's so pretty. I was so in love with this colorway. Let me correct that. I never would have looked at this colorway until when I was looking at the gratitude sale stuff. I came across it and was so in love. Like, I saw it and immediately was like, that is gorgeous and I want it. So my husband said the best way for me to pick from my gift card was basically just to put everything in my cart that I wanted and then pick and choose and weed them out, and I did. And that's how I ended up settling on these two yarns, was by weeding out everything else till I had the ones that really spoke to my heart. So that is so beautiful. And it's Mayhem and Estrelita, Miss Babs. I know, like, I'm a kid, right? I'm like a kid at Christmas. And the other skein is the one I have been dreaming about for like 2 years now. And it is an MCN blend. So it is super soft. And I just touched it when I got the Estrelita out. And it's so soft. So, yeah, everything I dreamt of. This is Mystery Girl. It is this navy blue with teal pops, and then it's got this pop of green in here, and just all of these colors. Love this like pale spot up here, and it's got like this little streak. It's got like some pink in it, like not a pink, but like a rosy pink. It's got, oh, it's so squishy. It's got all the colors in it. I don't know why I fell in love with this one so much, but I have thought about this colorway for like 2 years now. And Merry Christmas to me! My brother and sister-in-law are so awesome. So, I'm not going to be able to stop squishing this. It is so incredibly squishy. I want to cast on right away. But I have to not, because I've got other things to knit. I've got other things that are in process that I need to finish first. But I'm so happy. Doesn't yarn make you happy too? So I sit here with the death grip on this skein. So, thank you to Miss Babs for sending me such a lovely, lovely yarn. And thank you to my brother and sister-in-law for the gift card for Christmas. Thank you to my husband for corralling the dogs so I could podcast in peace. And thank you guys all for giving me a shot and coming into my crazy fur-covered life and just being crafty with me. I'm just thankful for you guys, and I'm thankful for just the life that I live. 2018 is going to be awesome. How do I know? Starting with awesome yarn. I think that's about it tonight. It is already past 9 o'clock on a Monday night, a work night, so I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I will see you guys all next week. I hope you guys have some shenanigans and get into a little bit of trouble this week. You know, the good kind. That I shouldn't have bought 5 skeins of yarn kind. Whatevs. But I do hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you enjoy yourselves, and I look forward to talking with you next Sunday. Have a wonderful start to 2018. Bye!